Hey guys, it's Kristin. So today just doing a video on how I lost 20 pounds in just 60 days. So the first thing I do want to mention is that I am not a nutritionist, a trainer. I'm not educating you on how you should do this. It's more or less just kind of telling you guys how I was able to lose the weight. I really just stuck to the basics of eating healthy and exercising, but mainly I would contribute it to the MyFitness Pal app. It really helped me to keep track of how much food I was eating and what my calories were and things like that, because I was going so far over my calories. So once I was able to control that, the weight really just started to fall off. If you guys have tried a bunch of different things and they're really not working, then I would definitely recommend MyFitness Pal. So as you can see here, there's a bunch of different screens. You're able to track anything from your food to your exercise, your weight, various different things. With the food portion, it's really cool because you can search for anything, restaurants, any kind of food. And it also has a barcode so that if you have something that with a barcode on it, so if you're eating something out of a bag, a box, a can, etc., you can scan the barcode and then it gives you all of the nutrition facts. So it's really, really helpful and saves a lot of time. My diet before was actually relatively healthy. I did eat a lot of salads and stayed away from chips and cookies. Didn't really drink pop. I mainly stayed to drinking almond milk and water and maybe some juice here and there. But I did have fast food, and I think it was more just portion control because, we would make us a relatively healthy dinner, but I would eat like 3 portion sizes of it. So that's where I think I was going wrong, is not necessarily that the food that I was eating wasn't good for me, but things like when we made hamburgers for dinner, I might have 2 hamburgers instead of 1, or I might have like a huge portion of the French fries that we had with it or something like that. So it was more portion control that I think that was causing me to gain all that weight. My diet now has changed, but not drastically. I just am really conscious of the amount of food that I'm eating and the calories that each of those things have. For breakfast, I'll have eggs. Maybe for lunch, I will have a salad, but I'll have chicken with it so that I have the protein. And I'm just very aware. So if we do have a burger, now I just have the burger without the bun and I don't have fries, where I might have, a vegetable instead. So it's a different variation of what I was doing before. What motivated me was just the feeling of being unhealthy. I didn't have a lot of energy, and I started getting really tired more often, and I would get exhausted walking around. And, when I would look in the mirror, I knew that I had put on some weight, but I didn't think it was it wasn't horrible. But then on my 33rd birthday, we went out to Red Robin and my boyfriend was taking pictures of us and a video and stuff. And that night when I looked at it, I was in utter shock, because what I saw in the mirror and what I saw in this picture, I really didn't think that I looked that heavy. And when I saw that was all I needed for my motivation. I was like, that is it. I absolutely refuse to keep living like this and to just keep putting the weight on. The very next day, I decided that was going to be the first day that I changed the way that I was living. I took my weight, I took my measurements, and then I did before pictures. That picture now is all I need for motivation. Anytime throughout this journey where I felt like I just wanted to give up, or I just was like, it was too hard, I would pull up that picture and go, nope, I am doing this. And that was all that I needed, because I did not want to look like that or feel like that ever again. It definitely is getting easier the longer that I'm doing this. I had a really rough patch, I would say the first 2 to 3 weeks. I really had to dig deep and push myself to get on that bike and work out and eat the salads and avoid the chips or the pop, because my boyfriend still, eats that kind of stuff. So it's in the house. But again, all I had to do, I'd pull up that picture and it would remind me why I was doing this. Now that it's been 60 plus days, it's just kind of like the way that I'm living my life. I really feel like I'm gonna need about 90 days to fully feel comfortable in this new lifestyle, where I won't feel like having those breaking points or just wanting to eat a whole bag of chips or something like that. But it's definitely been a lot easier because I see a salad and I think, wow, that looks really good, and I'm really excited to eat it. The idea of going to like Taco Bell or McDonald's actually makes me want to throw up now. So it definitely gets a lot easier. I definitely think it's a good idea to have cheat days, mainly for your mental sanity, which is a huge part of losing weight. When I first started working out, though, I promised myself that I would not allow myself to have any sort of cheats for the first 3 to 4 weeks because it was just too early on and I didn't want to revert back or anything like that. Once I hit I want to say the 4 week mark, I had been in a month. I had already lost 12 pounds by that point. I was really excited on my progress. And I thought, you know what? I've deserved and I've earned a little bit of a cheat. You can't go a little crazy though with the cheese. Like you can't have a whole pizza. So for me, what I have for a cheat is I might have a slice of pizza, or I might have a burger, like when we go to Red Robin. Like I let myself have a burger with some potato, and I just do sweet potato fries instead of the regular fries. I've also had chips recently, but I make sure that I stick to the portion size. So I actually do recommend that you allow yourself to have a cheat once every 2 weeks. Just don't go crazy. So regarding exercise, actually for this entire thing, all I did was work on my bike. I have a recumbrance bike that's in our living room. So I actually am able to put on a show from the night before or something, or a movie. And it really helps me to stay distracted from going, oh God, I have 20 more minutes. Oh, I have 40 minutes, whatever it is. So I'm able to just kind of zone out, watch the show. And before I know it, 45 minutes to an hour of working out is already gone. Now it's been about 60 days and I'm starting to get a little bored with the bike. I still do that about 3 times a week roughly, but the rest of the time I've actually started doing swimming at the local rec center, and I also have started doing yoga. So I'm starting to mix it up a little bit just to give myself some variety, so I don't get bored or want to just kind of quit altogether. All right, guys, so that's it for me today. I hope this motivated some of you out there. If you're struggling with weight loss, don't give up. You totally can do it. If you have any additional questions for me that I didn't answer in this video, feel free to leave me a comment. And don't forget to subscribe and follow. I'll talk to you later. Peace.
The pen is blue. The pen is blue!